Hello guys, and welcome back to the Long Dark. This is Runyon, and we have just survived a couple of wolf attacks here. And my condition is down to 53%. My clothing is all torn up because I was not too prepared to face off against two wolves, and I barely made it out of there. But at least we're back up over half condition here. Right now, I'm just going to break down some of this cloth so I can repair some of this clothing, because I definitely don't want it to go completely bad on me, completely wear out, and then I won't have any protection from it. Especially the gloves and the toques and the scarf as well, because I believe those all protect against frostbite risk. I know the toque and the gloves do. And even if they're low percent, they'll still protect you against that, I think. Combat boots, or combat pants, are really torn up. Man, I was really roughed up by those wolves. That happens just about every time coming back from Desolation Point. Don't know why that is, but I may need to think about. Someone in the comments suggested crafting the survival bow before I go on that journey. So yeah, if I could get the green maple sapling and guts down on day one curing, I could work that out for the next run I do. So I may try that next time. That seems like a pretty good idea. That would at least give me some measure of defense against the wolves. That way I wouldn't be risking the entire run. But yeah, other than that, we're going to recover from this. We're doing alright. Let's go ahead and repair some of the rest of this clothing. Well, don't have too much daylight left now. I spent the whole day repairing clothing, I think. Jeans are pretty worn down. The socks really worn down. 47. Let's fix that real quick. Oh, I failed right at the end. And drink some more of this water, just to get my hunger or my thirst up a little bit mainly. I don't care that much about the hunger. Yeah, let's kind of look at our inventory here. The good news is I survived the wolf attacks. I made it out with the tools that I need to continue this run. That's really all that matters. 26 arrowheads, that's really nice. Okay, let's drop some of the extra weight here, like that hacksaw. Anything else I have? No, not really. I want to hold on to the rest of that stuff because it can be pretty useful. Let's see, what cabin am I in here? I'm trying to remember, since it's been a little while since I recorded a video. It looks like I'm probably on Misanthrope's Island. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what this is because it's the closest to the entrance to the crumbling highway. I'll go ahead and pick up a bunch of sticks just to make sure that I've got enough to build a fire. It's actually fairly warm out here. So if I wanted to right now, I could do a little bit of exploring, but not sure if I want to do that and risk getting attacked again by something, or just sleep the entire night in the cabin. I know I can't sleep the entire night because I'm not tired enough. I can only give like 3 or 4 hours maximum on that amount of that rested state. So that isn't gonna work unless I want to just run back and forth, and that's pretty boring, so I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, so I'm thinking about maybe wandering around a bit into the night, a couple hours, and then going to sleep. First off, I'm going to collect every stick I possibly can here. And I can get away with breaking down this whole limb. Yeah, I just barely hit freezing right at the end there. But I'm in good shape. If I wanted to fish or something, I could do that. Into the darkness now. Darkness can vary pretty widely on how much visibility you have in the game. By the way, guys, I can't believe that story mode is coming out in less than 1 month from now. I'm recording this on July 4th. And yeah, we're less than 1 month away, and I've been playing this game for about 2 years off and on and really enjoyed it. So it's great to see the game finally get out of early access. And it's going to be a really fun time playing this. I am going to be doing a live stream on YouTube whenever the game hits on the 1st of August. So I'll be live streaming probably for several hours. And so any of the subscribers who want to tune in, I'll be glad to have you join. I have a feeling a few of you are going to be playing the game yourself at that time. I'm not actually sure when the game drops. It may be in the afternoon, or it may be midnight, or I don't actually know what it is. Throw a few more sticks onto this fire. We are going to do some fishing here. Let me just eat some of the cattail stalks to keep me from losing any condition while I'm doing this. Don't want to go much below 45%. Yeah, basically what I'm doing now is just running down my rested condition and gaining some food in the process, which will then allow me to sleep more hours and recover even more condition. And hopefully we'll be around 70% at the end of this process, and then I can feel comfortable with 70% condition for sure. Oh man, we caught quite a few fish there. I caught a coho salmon and like 4 rainbow trouts. Pretty good haul for 3 hours. Oh no, 3 rainbow trouts and a salmon, not 4. Still pretty good. Okay, let's get this fish cooked. I thought it was kind of cool the way the potbelly stove looks up against one of the walls of this at nighttime. We got shadows dancing all over the place. Chug up the stove with all the sticks I have, and we're gonna do some more fishing. Actually, gonna go all the way until the morning here, probably. I just forgot I accidentally started without checking my food there, my hunger. That's okay, it's just going to run back down to 45%. And eat a little bit more here, and then I think we're pretty close to the morning now, so we may go sleep. I didn't look to see how much how my rested state is. Oh yeah, it's it's at least 2/3 of the way down. Still 2 hours of darkness though. A couple of hooks here. Surprised to see that there's actually something in a fishing hut for once. I'll fish 2 more hours to get into the morning. Ah, and I snapped a line. It's the first line I've lost in this run. I think it's about a 10% chance. It's a 10% chance or a 7% chance in level 2 fishing. I don't remember which. So let's go ahead and cook up everything, and then we'll slowly waddle back to the cabins on the lake shore. I'm gonna be like 30 pounds overweight here, at least, like 40 or 50. Hopefully not 50, because yeah, 50 would be 116 pounds, and you can barely move when you're carrying that much weight. But like 40, you can manage being 40 overweight. It's pretty manageable. You don't travel a ton slower. You travel some slower, but once you get over 110 pounds of total weight, it really encumbers you noticeably. I think one time I put about 300 pounds on my back just to, you know, in a fishing hut when I had a ton of fish around me. And I just stood there and picked all of them up. I half expected to just like break both my ankles at that point, but that didn't happen. I'll boil a little bit more water here. Now, I'm only 94 pounds, that's not too bad. Of course, I am about 50 pounds over what my limit is because of how drained I am right now. But yeah, I can't wait to dig into story mode. It's gonna be an interesting live stream. I'll be sure to get the game as early as possible and start that stream. For those of you that want to watch, I know there'll be several of you playing it. Alright, let's slowly make our way back here. That reminds me, I haven't even looked to see what day of the week August 1st is. Yeah. I always hated phones. I know I was trained on use desktop computers my entire life, and then started having to use phones when I'm about age 20 or so. I mean, I know how to use them, but I'm nowhere near as proficient with a phone and the operating system as I am a desktop computer or programming stuff for that matter. We're getting a little closer, guys. Too bad there's not a way to speed up the gameplay speed a little bit. Feels like minus 14. I'm about to be freezing out here. But we're about 100 feet away from the cabin up there. Man, it seems like I'm walking at like a quarter my normal speed, but I don't think it's that slow. Probably about half though. Anyway, we're just about to get in here and sleep for a long time, 10 hours. That should get me back up to the 70%. If I have herbal tea, it'll go higher than 70%, I think. Okay, let's collect the sticks here. And back to the log sort. And I think I still have some stuff curing in here. We'll go check it out. Do I have stuff on here? Yeah, I do have a bunch of cured stuff waiting for me. Maple saplings, deer hide. So yeah, I've got the stuff to make everything for the bow and arrow, guys. We're gonna drop a bunch, or we're gonna eat some of this food so we can get ready to sleep here. Alright. Yeah, I leave myself a little bit of daylight just because I was kind of in the middle of the day and I don't want to wake up fully rested at night. So we have survived 16 days and 1 hour. It's starting to turn into a pretty decent run. I always like to try to make it at least 20 days. I made it to 40 days 2 or 3 times, but 48 is by far the farthest out that I've gone. And the weather out at 48 days was unbelievably terrible. It's like 2 blizzards a day almost, is what it seemed like. 2 blizzards, 1 to 2 blizzards a day, and much colder temperatures, so to the point where you could pretty much not do anything about it unless you had a ton of sticks on you or some other wood. Yeah, the weather will definitely start to get you in the late game of Interloper. It gets very dangerous. It gets very dangerous to even go from one building to another at times, when the blizzards are going on especially. Get sidetracked and get lost and freeze to death in between spots you would normally recognize because the visibility is so low. And that's what's happened. That happens in real life too, so that's not unusual for the game or anything. It's not unusual for that to be in the game, I guess. I've certainly never experienced that myself. I grew up in Texas, so we don't have too much of a winter here down in the south. Now we're gonna make our way over to the Quonset and the coastal town site. Sorry, forgot what it was called there for a second. My cat is suddenly awoken and wants to be petted. Alright, kid. Alright, so shoot the gap here and hurry up and get over there. Sorry about all the slow travel in this episode. Yeah, we're in a pretty heavy fog, so I wouldn't really want to go traveling too far in this. I'm gonna sleep away some of this in the car just because it's not that cold and we can do that. It's still pretty foggy out, but the fog has receded a lot. So that extra energy should give me a little more speed getting back. Well, let's eat one of these slabs of fish here. I'll drop my weight a little bit more. I'm not that heavy right now. I'm under 100 pounds. So I can move at a pretty reasonable rate at around 100-pound weight. I can't imagine actually carrying a 100-pound pack around on my back for these kind of distances. That would be pretty tough. I've carried 40 to 60 pounds around before. Hell, I carried 40 pounds up a 13,000 foot mountain in New Mexico one time. But yeah, I would not want to carry much more than that up there. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a good vantage point up on the high ground here and see if there's any wolf around. I don't see anything really, so hopefully I'm safe this time. This area is pretty unpredictable, but you might find wolves here at least half of the time, in my experience. Don't really see that much. We might be able to just walk straight up to the hut, and we can sleep another 6 or 7 hours. Back at Coastal Town site. Now hopefully the game is not going to screw me here. Boy, that'd really be cruel if it spawned a wolf right in my path. Oh, there is a wolf back there. I just did not see that before. I think we can beat him to the door pretty easily. Yeah, I don't think he's even seen us yet. Okay, so back here we need to find out, what do we have here? Looks like a couple of deer skins, deer hides, and a bunch of birch saplings. That's about what I need to craft a bunch of arrows. I'm gonna do a little crafting here for now. So I can do arrow shafts. I can start the survival bow. Let's go ahead and craft until it hits the darkness and I can't go any further. There we go. Still got almost 7 hours left on that. And let's light the lantern and let's go over and we'll get in bed here. And just checking out some of the food on the ground. That's just stuff I dropped because the condition was so low on it. I do need to drink before I sleep here. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'll sleep for 7-8 hours probably. Yeah, 8 hours. Just let it, or 9 hours, and we'll just let it wake me up whenever I'm fully rested here. 78% condition, guys. Pretty much fully recovered from those wolf attacks. And we're in pretty good shape to do some crafting with all the fish I caught. Just gonna pass some time here to get into the daylight hours. Let's just eat a little bit more before we go jump back on the crafting. Yeah, let's go ahead and finish the survival bow here. Or at least get close to finishing it. Okay, it's 3.43 hours. I need to eat a little bit more. And then drink some, and then we'll finish up the survival bow. And I'm gonna go ahead and call it an episode here, you guys. Next episode, we will have the survival bow going forward, and we will be hunting some wolves and retribution, I'm sure. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed the episode. And leave me a comment, and subscribe if you like the content.